Sonke isizwe siyakumbona amashangane abelungu amaZulu amandiya sonke isizwe siyakumbona bongani uJehova
Yebo, nithenge njalo bafethu, nithenge. Nale mpahla. Nawu lo shuni esikhuphuka ngawo, nawu lo shuni wakhe lapha Mbuso Khoza. Angazi noma khamba one disc but mina ngithenge abamabili nawo. Kuyatholakala nje kuyena DM @Mbuso Khoza. Yeah. Muhle impela lo msebenzi. Alright. Ngiyathemba nibonile ngithi ama disc. Nibonile. Now, ngiyathenga. A cheap guy sengikhohlwe ukuthi imali ngale ndlela iship ngakhona. African Heritage Ensemble featuring Mike Del Ferro waphesheya ke lo. Yeah, kunjalo bafethu. Thanks for the participation, thanks for the questions. Please feel free to throw in questions. Usaza na mkopozi. Usaza. Yebo nenze njalo bafethu, just throw in the questions. If you had questions previously, please send them through. Yeah, this is a good platform or good opportunity to engage in uncomfortable topics ngesintu, our cultures, our traditions, our rituals, habits as well. Yebo, hawu makeba uyeza usaphuza amanzi, so khandi Roy Boss nali uyabuya manje. Khulileka bafu, khulileka. Ngipromote njalo, ngike ngiyapromote lokho nikuzwayo la kukhalayo. Umsebenzi wakho baba Mbuso Khoza lo nayi album la ngibona ngazi ngidlala yiphi njengamanje. Disc. Oh yeah, okay, shuthi ngidlala yini nakho ngiyabo kuma nje kanje disc leli. Awuzide uyichazileke leyo yazi, sibuya khona impela kuchaka. Kodwa ngizothi uzwe from the horse's mouth, ngizokubuzela futhi again. Thank you for the question. So that's the disc that's currently playing. Ileli Khuba Mnazaretha nini? Oh, it's Mbuso Khoza featuring Khuba Mnazaretha. It's Mbuso Khoza featuring Khuba Mnazaretha. Inje the album yakhona. Yebo. Nami nawo umsebenzi lapha, nawo yalapha ngemuva uyabona nawo lapha. Gazu ngizocela ukuthi usende iDM, and I think you did send iDM uGazu. Ngizobuyela kuwena because I remember this name. It's one name that I'm still struggling to gather content for. So angikulibele. ubhuti wakho bhuti wami ungawuthola kuye kwi-Instagram handle yakhe okay. Oh, you have purchased it, G-Child. Di Makato, kubonga mina. Thank you very much for your appreciation and the love for my work. Thank you very much. Let me see who else question I have. Why was Shaka his only name? As far as I know, or as far as history tells, that was the name. But we can't misuse this opportunity. Yokuba no Babu Mbuso Khoza. So we surely gonna pass the message or the question to him. Uchichat, which music did you purchase? Because Mina, I ended up buying the disc because I couldn't find it on iTunes and all. Boitumelo, no. Salindile la umbuso uthangene. Yebo, ngicela ukuthi nani yazi ngakuhle maningenza njengobenzile uBoitumelo to there's this question thing in a question mark, like a box with a question mark. Submit your questions there as well. It's not that I will not read these ones, but that's actually one of the Instagram features specifically for this. Your request, Dimakato, you can send it on the DMs, or the quickest way, go to my bio. There's a link there. That link redirects you to the WhatsApp. Then you should be responded to. But right now I'm on a live, so I won't respond right now. Is it wrong to learn about my mom's culture when my dad is Isintu? It is not wrong. It is not disrespectful. I'll try and answer that for you, Mina. Ukuthi umuntu wenziwa ngathi umuntu unomsamo, so like Ulona said, oh Hex, yes bruh, I saw your comment. Yes, I am that guy. Architecture, poetry, that's me. Boitumelo, it is not incorrect, it is not disrespectful, or it shouldn't be disrespectful to your parent if you do that. In fact, they should be proud of that, because you are learning and understanding umsamo wakho. Umsamo womuntu basically is like the source where you come from. Remember what Ulona said, Mbuso Khoza said, umdeni ila usuke wendele khona. So that means you are coming from somewhere. So if you are learning ukuthi the two sides of the people that brought you here, it's not wrong by any means. I don't see anything incorrect about that. There might be confusions in terms of adopting to the cultures. What do you want to do now? So told him now you are leaning more towards one side instead of the other. So hey, try to stick to what ekayagin is being done. Don't stick to what is being done kabo mama or kabo baba. Stick to what ekaya is being done. That's what I would say. I would suggest. Thank you for your question, Boitumelo. I hope you answered. If you are not, please let me know so that I can raise this question again. Salinde ubaba Mbuso Khoza bafowethu. Let me check the comments. It's been a minute, so hey Babu, hey, I disappeared, man. I disappeared. Man, I don't understand why do I not have light now? What's going on here? Instagram. What's going on now? I think I'm in a ring light. Okay, Miss Maswazi. Alright, Miss Maswazi. Thank you for that. I'm trying to fix the lighting la, because ngiyabona ukuthi angibonakali. Let's record this session. It will be recorded. The other one is also recorded. It's there on my is it still timeline even here on Instagram? Yeah, it's timeline. It's there on my timeline, so you can always get it there. And then the rest, there's a lot of sessions, guys. There's a lot of sessions that I've done with a number of guests. So ungacheck nje on my IGTV, it's all there. Ningazinxishi nice time bafowethu, ningazinxishi. Yiyo le nice time yethu thina yesinto lena, nice time yethu le. Ningazinxishi nice time bafowethu. Yeah, nathi sinazo izinto zama-influencer, nabona sinama-lights nani. Akho sengikhanya. Oh, also we have t-shirts. You see my name. You can have one with your name or your surname and all that. So we have all of these for you. At time I have a ask. You can send it here with PO. You can send it here. It's cool. You can send it la on the comments. But it's like right next to the box. I don't know if it's just me who sees it there, but it's right next to the comment box. But if you can't find it, you're still welcome to drop your question. Nako, yes. You're still welcome to drop your question in corner la. Let me just text Mbuso ngizokuthi usabuya. Ushikude lokusa yethi 1 2 3 4. Why do we have to follow our fathers' traditions instead of our mothers? I think I tried to answer that. Okay, cool. Let me get to you. It's not you are following your fathers instead of your mothers. There's two people. There's a mother, there's a father. In a perfect family scenario, there's umama, there's ubaba. Those people come together and they form a family, right? They start a family, umndeni. When they come together, they bring their histories. For example, so when they come together, they combine that, and then gube no siko lwakule loka. Okay. Okay, then le 1990. Hopefully, we will also answer your question with Mbuso. Okay. Singehlise la siqhubeke. Yes, welcome back, Mbuso and everyone else.
Yes, sir.
And then there's more questions that came through just now, but so
Okay.
So qala ngale kule ebesinayo on the first session, which one I still remember ile yokucaba, yosiko lokucaba.
Yeah, there were two questions. What was another one?
You said uzokhuluma ngani ngomshado wesintu, umgcaco, I think.
Oh, nento white wedding, nento yesintu. Yes. Maybe let's start there. Okay, ukcaba, others were running away from the battles to the north of KZN. So when they get there, they say, okay, so that King Shaga's informants, so that they won't be able to identify us. And then what should we do? And then they start cutting their faces so that they look like this new tribe. In other cases, maybe we are brothers, and then we have a fight, and then I take those who are following me to another area. When we get there, that okay, we are still Khozas, but not like those Khozas, and then we start to cut our face, trying to be different from you, so that we are not associated with you. Now, then we come to the issue of the white wedding.
Right.
We pre-colonial times, we had what you call umgcaco that would take place.
Ngixolisa ukuphazamisa la ngathi sinenkinga la awubonakali kahle ngapha. Ungakhona ukuthi u-exit uphinde ungene so iqala nje from.
Okay, let me do that.
Yeah.
Let me do that.
All right. Ngixolise bafethu, ngixolise lapho. Ngibona isithombe esimile la. Nani ngicela nisho mangabe ukuthi khona okuniphazamisayo, maybe i-voice ayizwakali, so because that's what I'm thinking, ukuthi possibly to you maybe there's unclear sounds, if Gimina there's unclear vision, because sometimes it could be different issues on different ends. Right, Sisalindi. Oh, let me try and do this, or let me invite him. Okay, question is. Oh, okay. Oh, everything was fine. Okay. Okay. All right. Shooting network here. Is it? Ngiyaqolisa ke bafethu. Hawu, ngixolisa kakhulu. Hey. Ngixolisa kakhulu, sesiyabuya kodwa manje. Shuthi konke ku right. All right. Ngicela nisho kodwa mawukuthi khona anything nisho nje konke, then we gonna continue. All right. Besisase laphana ke sisalanda ngomgcaco.
Yeah. Umgcaco. Hey, there's something here. Okay. Umgcaco. Okay, so the issue of white wedding, good. If you kanjani kuthina white wedding to black people.
Yeah.
Now our sisters, they would really, have like a serious discussion if you were to say no white wedding. Yeah. In fact, maybe it can even lead to a divorce or a separation even before you get me.
Serious.
And then in 1840, so that was way before 1879, when the British came into South Africa and they killed the Zulu people, and also and even in other areas. So now, because we are a English or a British colony, this is why we're practicing these things. In 1840, when Queen Victoria, I think the first one or the second one, I'm not sure, when she was getting married to Prince Albert, she wore that white dress.
All right.
Simply because she saw it, I think, she heard about it. It was used in France around 1500 century as well. So she liked the idea. Even the inzilo thing, the one that is used by widows when your husband passed away, in the 1600th century, a queen from France used that, and then because after the World War II, used that, and she ordered that the whole country must wear black. And then in Britain, Queen Victoria adopted the style, and then it got to us. Today, omama bebafaka inzilo. Ungazi uyifakelani inzilo, uyenziwe umsebenzi umuntu uma ngabe edlule emhlabeni ukugezwa kwedlule. But now back to into a white wedding. First, nothing to with the Christianity. The white wedding, it's an English culture, and you will never see Queen Victoria trying to perform a ceremony le white wedding and then later besizofaka isidwaba. But Tina, we are spending so much money senselessly and also dehumanizing our own traditions, trying to prove to others that we are now civilized. But at whose expense? You know. So now, what happens? Why is it important that we leave a white wedding?
Yeah.
Simply because there are spiritual connections between two families. Firstly, umusa shelindombi, when you approach a woman, you have these aspirations of seeing your household grow. This is why umangabe uyocela, because kusuke kusawucela noma kuyokhongwa. Ukukhonga, it's the same thing. Ukonga and ukucela, it's the same thing. When you are about to sleep, ubuthongo obungafika ngithi engisabukhonga ubuthongo. So it's the same thing mangabe uyokhonga emzini womuntu usuke uyocela.
Is that word related to ngicabanga mawuthi ukukhonga ukucela ngibuka the symbolism of ukukhongozela as well, like ngawukhongozela amanzi.
Ukukhongozela amanzi kucishe kuhambelana, ngoba uma ukhongozela amanzi angithi uyofuna into ongenayo.
Yeah.
So uma ngabe niyokhonga laphayana, indodana yakho nina ezomalume, indodana yini ayinayo unkosikazi, niyokhongozela isibani. In fact, in the olden days they would say sizocela uphehle cwathe noma sizophehla uzwathi, sizocela ukukhanya. This is why uzwa kudala intombi insizwa makuthiwa kunomcimbi zithi wena mathemba ntombi emhlophe, emhlophe, emhlophe ngizosebenze. So mabethi intombi emhlophe, they are not talking about complexion, but they are talking about pureness, ukuthi lo muntu ukukhanya uzilondile. And again, it is symbolic to the fact that ikhaya elinomama likhanya ngesikhathi esifanayo. Ngisho abe kuthiwa uyasebenza, she will make calls and say, hey nina ngane akube sekuyakhanya lapha ekhaya. So manithi niyokhonga emzini womuntu, nisuke nizocela ukukhanya phakathi kwekhaya, not because of her complexion, hayi ngoba yellow bone lo ntombazana. Ukukhanya kuyisenzo sakhe. So uma ngabe sekuceliwe, inkomo bese ziyabalwa ngomlomo.
Yeah.
Ilobolo ke kwakungeyona into yokuthi kumele ukhiphe imali nxoma inkomo engakanani. Zazingaba u50 inkomo according to your lokhuzana, to your affordability, if you afford. Zingaba u2. Kwakuphuma kumuntu ngoba uma umenya esangweni. Kaba ke
ngikhumbula umalume wami engichazela ukuthi kungaba kwakuba mhlambe isaka lombila noma ubhontshisi.
Everything that you afford. So now if you want to impress your in-laws, insizwa ivele ithumele noma u20 wenkomo. And then in 1911, what happened? Useth Shefton waqhamuka nomthetho owukuthi obizwa ngesithabathaba la khona okwafika kwenziwa i-referendum inhlolovo so kwakubuzwa abantu kuthiwa mfowethu
usomtsewu loyo
babembiza usomtsewu wasonzica yeah this is why kune-Port Shepstone it was named after him excuse me a colonizer we still need to decolonize that name so kwakubuzwa abantu so because abelungu they did not understand this so zingaki inkomo zelobolo and then one would say it's 7 cows the other one would say maybe it's 3 cows was it no lendole you need to come up with one flat fee
yeah
so kwasekuvunywa ngo-11 kwasekuthiwa inkomo ka-11 ekamama ingquthu now this thing yayise ilimaza isikompilo lethu today we say ingane zethu zenza ama-fat and sad they just move in they've forgotten about their cultures but it's our parents who are endorsing that 11 cows because now if a cow is 10,000 it means you need to have 110,000 to get married so now the pregnancy any rate here pregnancy unprepared pregnancy in South Africa is high because people have tampered with our cultures and these parents now they want to make money out of their kids but my question is how can you sell a human being because there is no price for a human being a woman who's partly is from that thing again because if you pay 110,000 or 11 cows or you pay 50,000 for ilobol you feel like you're entitled to this woman but when you're not supposed to be to be entitled to so for me ilobol when you check during the times of Abraham when uLaban was set for his son why a petty zipho in case I'm told what I'm told and then he went to the family and said this is what I got
right
and then they got married so now it means we need to produce a different breed now we need to produce a different community out of our youth by teaching them about the true essence of their culture and now and say ilobolo has been now morphed around and then a transactional aspect of it is dominating more than the union of two families because if your child went to Harvard University in America and then you say I want 150,000 and then I pay it and tomorrow she dies what will happen isiZulu sithi impilo ayibekelwa nani you can't put a price tag on a human being you don't know when are they going to die you don't know if this person is going to be a president in future you don't know if he's going to be a drunkard in future you just rely on love on your feelings because they say love is a decision is a feeling sustained by a decision so it means now when we have taken this decision we can't kill one another so umuntu wesilisa uhlala enaleya resentment yokuthi laba bangibulala labangikhokhi yebo ngiyamthanda but lenzondo igcina i-translator into how you treat that woman so now it means the notion and there's nothing called lobola lobola is a verb ukulobola it's a noun ilobolo abantu bakithi it's so irritating ukubona umuntu omnyama ezama ukukhuluma njengomlungu ekukhuluma njengomuntu wacindezela ukhokho wakhe lobola what's that
hey
yilobolo yabo yes so I don't know if I have explained this better you can ask further questions around the same topic or on the next question but there was another question I'm trying to scroll up someone asked a very interesting question
kukhona engikhumbulayo yokuqala engene eqala umanximalo la ubuze ukuthi
oh yes that one
meaning of Shaka's name nokuthi ngabe kwakuyilona kuphela enigama
no ubuze about Nxumalo or Zwide
Yeah, I think there was an like after, but there was her first question, first sayivula nje live.
Oh, okay. But let's go to her surname
Right.
first. So now, sorry, they asked about Ugaba.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Ugaba, the cutting of faces. They've just reminded us now up here. Oh, but I have explained
We
Ugaba.
did, yeah. We did, Leo.
Yeah, I started
Uh,
with it. Yes. Unqumalo. Many people confuses uSoshangane noNqumalo noManukuza. There was oh no, we'll get back to uGugulethu and Oltando's question. Ute uShaka was Shaka Zulu's name on the
Zulu's name
saga.
on.
Oh, but you can quickly answer that. King Shaga's name, the reason he was called Shaga, there was a disease or an illness that was called Ichaka that used to bother people. So now when Queen Nandi was pregnant, they said, no, there's no way ukuthi ukhulelwe lona uphethwe yichaka. But now when he grew up, Ushaka, and he joined Utulezice, which was King Godongwane or King Dingswayo's regiments. So when he used to fight with battlefield, so he used to say, Sikit, Utujampil, and then Kamalaka Segu Sikiti, Kotumawake, he named him Umlilwana. And if you look at how he turned out,
Yeah.
yeah, yes. I hope you are answered Nolchando and Zimele Zulu. Right. Let's go back to Unqumalo.
Yeah.
Unqumalo. There was a guy when you go further north of KZN, I think if I'm not mistaken. There was a young man by the name of Umanukuza. So Umanukuza lost his parents very early. So now in the olden days, among your neighbors, they wouldn't let you suffer, with hunger if you're a child. They would treat you as theirs. Remember, I said earlier, you never ask a Zulu man how many kids does he have, because the entire village is his. So now when we go back to the Umanukuza now, when Oneni, who are neighbors, were feeding other kids, they used what you call imnqumo. These bottles were called imnqumo. So but mabencelisa ingane seyisuthi bese beza kuyena bemncelisa. So naye mayisesuthu ithola ukuthi bamncelisa lo mnqumo ngapha, lo neni ongapha nquma lo aphendula athi nquma lo wagcina sekumdlalo yathi nquma lo wagcine unqumalo bemdlalise semncane. So but his name was Manukuza, and now he was the greatest ancestor of Usoshangane. Usoshangane, who was a son of Uzwide. Uzwide, sorry man, who was a son of Ugasa. So Uzigode, I mean Usoshangane Zigode Gagasa. So it means Soshangane's father was Zigode, and his grandfather was Ugasa. So now when Ugasa, when Usoshangane in 1820 left Zululand with Amanguni, Babekono Khoza on that list, and Babekono Jele, there was a man by the name of Uzwang Indaba Jele. And then, so when they got to a place called Ebilane, today it's called Bilabila, they had a fight, and then Usoshangane, he remained, and then he went to what you call today Mozambique, and then he fought with other nations there, with other tribes. And then later, why said, ngibonga uGasa omkhulu, today we have Gaza in Mozambique. From uGasa, they could not pronounce ulokhuzana uGasa bathi Gaza, and the kuneGaza nkulu, I think, foot in South Africa. It's from that Gaza who is a greatest ancestor of ulokhuzana, uSoshangana. And then uzwangendaba waqhubeka uzwangendaba wafika endaweni ekuthiwa iseTanzania, badlulela eMalawi naseZambia. Today we have people who are called amangoni from obani umnguni. So now in language we spoke about three things. We have what you call semantics, which is the study of the meanings of words, and then you have morphemes or morphology. It's a study about how words are constructed. So look at this now. Amanguni, when they left here, and then they got that side, and then they were abalozi, they were speaking a different language. So those who were born after that era, they mispronounce umnguni to ngoni. So what do you call this now? It's not just a morpheme, but it's a derivational morpheme from mnguni to ngoni, meaning the same thing. So now the biggest confusion is that people have started a church and they are calling themselves babangabangoni. But if they've studied language, they say language transcends history simply because the words that you are using, they carry their own history even before certain histories happen. So now, Longoni, Nguni, it's one and the same thing. So now when you go to that place, Mabekula Zambia, but isigubho. When you look at the word isigubho to a verb, ukugupa, vele uma sigubha vele siyahuba. It's the same thing. Yeah. So yeah. Next question. But we said 20 minutes this time so that I can get to talk to my ancestors.
Yeah. Hey, I think though from the past live sesiphendulile imbuzo ngoba la seyimningi kakhulu imibuzo engenile.
Uthini usihle esihle Dlamini uthi ngibingelele may I ask ukuthi uke mehluko between inkosi induna umnumzane, what happens when the royal Princess Mary is a normal family? Do her children count as royal? You know, for Nakonalanda, to be honest, it doesn't make sense that we segregate people like that. That classism, that European classism, kunenkosi. But kwayona leyo nkosi yakhiwa abantu, kwayona leyo nduna ibekwa abantu. We are more important. We are more important as human beings, you know, and akekho omncane kunomunye emhlabeni. Kodwa inkosi ibekwa yithina, siyembathise ubukhosi, ingakho kuthiwa inkosi iyinkosi ngabantu. Kodwa imithetho sisunu esihle, obviously uyobusho ukuthi Mary is a normal. What is a normal? What does it mean? Who determines who is normal, who is royalty? And all of that, it's somehow nonsensical. It's a notion that is nonsensical. Siyabhlonipha ubukhosi, but it must not degrade humanity.
Yeah.
You know.
It must be guided.
But to answer you, the difference between inkosi nenduna. Inkosi, if I were to put it in English, babethi chief, but nakhona, you know, it's degrading because you have a chief cook, chief of staff, and then basically inkosi you chief. I think we should remain inkosi. Induna, it's someone who serves under inkosi.
Right.
So it's structured simikanje. We have Ingonyama, the king, and then we have Inkosi, the chief, and then we have Induna, who is a courtier of Inkosi. Inkosi never takes a decision before ekhuluma neinduna now. So there's this notion of republic and a nation and a tribe and a village and a clan. So we'll have to go into details when we maybe make another live video around that. So, but I'm not sure if Usisu Esihle is answered ukuthi umehluko phakathi kweNgonyama, inkosi nenduna ukuthi umehluko ukuthi ingonyama phezulu iphethe isizwe sonke, and then inkosi iphethe isifunda. This is why iKZN ibizwa ngesifundazwe, and then inkosi iphethe isifunda, ingonyama iphethe isifundazwe sonke esiba ination yakhe, and then bese uthi inkosi iphethe isifunda, and then induna iphethe isigodi, a village.
Right.
I don't know if it makes sense. Yeah. So we may move forward. Yes.
I hope it does make sense. Ngizama nami ukujaha isikhathi la. I'm just trying to skim through my questions and see which one can be easily answered, and then ngingixolele bafethu eminye imibuzo ngizocela ukuthi sizoyenza another live session, and then hopefully during the end of the week, then the following week or during the week. So bona isikhathi ukuthi sisithwanini. Now umbuzo la kuHlubi, I think this could be quickly answered. Uthi ngicela ukubuza who were the guards of Queen Nandi ngesikhathi kubusa iLembe?
Guards, what is in bodyguards?
I'm assuming usho njalo because uchange who were the guards. Uyabona that's the importance yokusho igama ngathi ngolimi lwebele. So we don't know what exactly is meaning.
God, are you God? God, lo bizwa makhola. Praise God.
God, no God.
No, phela intombi kudala ngithi yayiphila namaqhikiza ayisingatha yena njengomuntu wakonkosi o njengomntwana waselangeni, phela wayeba nabasingathi bakhe ababehamba naye neintombi ayeshaya uhleko nazo. This is why after she heard about King Senzangakhona, that they've seen this handsome man, these ladies accompanied her, so there were no guards. And then khona obuza ukuthi is it disrespectful when you marry if umsuthu uzoshada nomzulu?
No, ubuze umbuzo wakhe mangikhumbula kahle utheke is it disrespectful uma ngabe yena njengomntwana ezofunda usiko lwakhabo wakhe umama wakhe engumZulu ubaba wakhe engumSuthu? Is it disrespectful yini ukwenza lokho?
It's actually a perfect gesture because vele ingane culturally ugcina amasiko are both sides. It's very important. It's a very important thing to ever do ngoba obekubo itumelo ya kubalekile ugcina isiko lesekhaya konyoko ngoba ikhaya konyoko lona liyiparliament elikhulu lakho, ila inhlanhla khona ezinkulu khona ngoba noma umalume senomona kodwa ugogo yena usukumayo athi yakani ngane umntanami. So now ekhaya konyoko o safe khona kakhulu, and isikhula thina nje ingane yayihamba iyokwenzela usiko lasekhaya konini iphinde ibuye ize ekhaya kubo. And another paradox, I mean, when I was doing public culture at Wits and sitting with other scholars, I'm not a scholar by the way, so but when I was in these lectures, one of the things that I learned is that culture or heritage is a very, very paradoxical notion. It's contradicting always, because look at this. If I marry a woman and then now we have sex and then we make a baby, 2 lines, the XYs, these chromosomes from the mother and the father, both of them, they make this baby, not only a male. But now when a child is born, the child assumes the surname of a father. You ask yourself, what does it mean? What does it say about the role and the importance of the mother in the life of this child? And on the other side, is that umuntu wesifazane uyena othwala ingane for 12 for 9 months aphinda ikhulise, even ne-language esiyikhulumayo kuthiwa ulimi lwebele, simply because we suckled the blood of our mothers. When you check science, for instance, makukhulunywa ngama-mammary glands, mammary glands, it's also derived from Latin. This is why today we are called, umama, because of the gland, the mammary gland that works with the supraclavicular gland. Bese kuphehleka igazi lize libe mhlophe bese linambitheka kangcono. Still sisuke sicela igazi lo mama. This is why therefore ilanguage esikhuluma kuthiwa it's a mother tongue noma kuthiwa ulimi lwethu noma ulimi lwebele. Why would a child assume isibongo sikababa when both of these creatures contributed and the other one contributed far better than the male? And then Mrs. Alingane bese kuthiwa ayibize igama likababa. Is it because of the physicality of a man ukuthi mina ngiyindoda ingane yami ayibize mina, not the contribution? We need to ask this one.
Yeah, I think it's more of a African spirituality concept or understanding.
But that African spirituality, but determined by who? Who came up with this concept yokuthi indoda iyona ethatha yonke into negama elithathwayo lendoda? Kodwa i-contribution kamama is bigger. You know, I remember growing up before when umuntu wesifazane going to ukolima emasimini, lithi ilanga lishisa athathe ingane azoyibeka elapha ngaphansi kwesihlahla abheka akunanyoka yini, ahamba ayolima lima athi uma ezi ingane isiyakhala laphana, abuye lijuluka ibele litaxuka umjuluko ayincelisa ingane. I-connection ne-bond ekhona phakathi kwalo muntu, then kodwa ingane misizo asigama lo muntu who was never present kulo 9 months, who was never present kulo 5 years ingane ikhule eyifundisa ukukhuluma. And mama on the other hand are the ones who are teaching, who taught us what we know. I mean, all the things that I know about heritage and culture, well, I never read them on books, but I learned them from my mother. Even wawumuza athi yebe mehlwana, you know, ekhuza ugogo wakhe uma enenkinga athi inkinga sami ehlane sethuneni emonumentalize okhokho bakhe. You know, so this is why I'm asking this question ukuthi why a woman contributes so much but and get such a minimal recognition. Yeah.
Athi ngizama ukungena la emibuzweni le ekhona la uJichild uthi why umuntu wesilisa engahlaliswa. Hayi angiboni lo ukuthi urelevant lo for this live. Ubuza ukuthi why umuntu wesilisa engahlaliswa kumatras eshonele unkosikazi wakhe. Okay, athi ngibo omunye. Okay, now la uSimanga uthi kulungile yini ukuthi ingane ibize isibongo sikababa? Uthini? Ubaba uyihlawulile kodwa yakhula khabo mama.
That's another thing that we need to clarify. That's another thing that we need to clarify, Zulu man. That inhlawulo never replaces ilobolo. Inhlawulo is a sign that we have done something wrong. It's an admission of guilt. Uyahlawula. Akuyona ingane yakho. Uyahlawula ukuthi wena uhambe wayothuka ingane yomuntu ungazange walokhuza wayenza umfazi kwakho kini. Wangayiphi indawo yayo ukuthi ibe umfazi ikhomba ukuthi ngaganela lapha yana. So inhlawulo does never give any man a right to take a child away. If you want to take the child to be yours fully, even if you're not going to marry that woman, but you pay ilobolo eliphelele and then the child belongs to the father's surname. But in fact, this is why, if I may explain, amakhola ahlale ekhuluma nge-Trinity, ubaba, umoya engcwele, indodana. We also had our Trinity as amanguni. Look at this. If umithi singane yomuntu, and then bese kumele uyokhipha inhlawulo. Firstly, igazi lale yankomo maliphuma lichitheka, it's a symbol, a admission of guilt from the boy's side.
Right.
And then now, this person kuthiwa ngesizulu usenesici lo wesifazane, uthengise ngenkomo kayise ngoba uvele wahamba evulela umfana ekubeni umfana engafundisekile wamithisa ingane wayesebaleka. What happens now? Kusho ukuthi kumele kuzokhishwa inyongo masihlatiwe lenkomo. Inyongo now isymbolize ini? When we go back to science, hydrochloric acid inyongo mayichitha ukudla esiswini, noma ngabe ubudle itshe noma ngabe ubudle into eqine kangakanani, igcina because of that acid. So now uma usugezwa ngenyongo, ugezwa isici phambi kweyidalwa nasegcekeni ukuthi wena wathengisa ngenkomo kayihla, usekhiphile ecaleni. This means now abantu besifazane kwi-humiliation ababhekene nayo ukumithiswa abafana, it's us males who can actually cleanse their names in front of the family, in front of the ancestors. And then now, because if the virginity ngeke iphinde ibuye, umswane replaces that scent ye virginity yale ntombazana. These three things, this Trinity.
Why I think,
yeah.
Let me see ukuthi, because ominye imibuzo ngicabanga ukuthi iphendulikile la ngoba usaphendula nje. Kuthiwa ngibuze ukuthi umkhokha uyavalwa yini isangoma. I think you did answer it.
Yeah, I mean umkhokha nezinto, I mean you need to understand symbols and decode these symbols. Ukuthi for instance, makunento eyenzakele ekhaya, let's say mhlambe komuntu wagwaza omunye ngomkhonto, and then ekhaya, for instance at home, ukhokho wami, his name was Usikhonyana. He was a big friend of King Shaka and Senza ngakhona. So then when they went to fight with Amampondo during those days, they stabbed him here, and then the battle, after he recovered, went back again to Amampondo, and then they stabbed him on the same place. And guess what? Inkosi ekhaya, the current Inkosi of the Khoza clan, was shot on the same place in 1993. And this thing happened in way before 1828. So do you see now this symbol? So it means now you need to, as a family, gather, you get imbuzi, and then you go emsamo, and you pronounce this thing. And it's amakhola athi rebuke spirit. We do the same. You go emsamo bese nithi kwenzeka into embe enjela ekhaya ukuze ingaqhubeki, sithi namhlanje sicela ukuzonqamula. You are rebuking the spirits that will come and haunt the family. We had that power even before we read any book.
Yeah. I think it also falls under lento oyishoyo ukuthi yini the difference is understanding the difference between usiko nesiko, because you'll understand if you understand ukuthi usiko ilolu ngizothini a family religion, then you'll understand ukuthi the things that directly affects the family in the family history, then those things should be healed or attended to through the family, through usiko. If I don't know if I'm making sense.
Now, I would say, yeah. Oh, sorry, Usmanga, yes, you are right. Uzinhle uthi ukugeza ingozi. Ukugezwa kwengozi ikhona phela ukuvala komkhokha ngithi. Njengoba ethi Usmanga uyavalwa, yes, you are very right. Uma kuukuthi kwehla isage ekhaya noma kuke kwaba kwangena izulu, kuye kuthiwe sekuseshozini, bese ke kuyalukhuza kuyagezwa lokho kungaphinde kwenzeke. But do you realize now ukuthi how much power do we have, Tina, as
Mm.
black people, to
Mm.
say, to put an end to certain negativities of life, you know? And these things, sometimes they don't even need Islam. It's all about gathering of the family, and we, in all honesty, we sit down and say, this thing must never happen ever again. And then
With pure intention. I think
exactly,
that is a
exactly.
important part, because if kuwukuthi kukhona omunye ongena inhliziyo evulekile ngalokho, then ngathi that could be into ezosibambela emuva. Just to jump quickly to this question, I think would be the last one. Sipho Senkosi uthi ubaba wakhe umZulu, my dad is Zulu and my mom is Khoza, they are married. Is it fine to classify myself as half Zulu, half Khoza? This is very common these days.
Yeah, I'm half Zulu. Like me, ubaba wami umSwati, umama wami umZulu. Because of this patriarchal agenda, you end up calling yourself, I'm half Zulu, I'm half Xhosa. But I think just call yourself an African, because now, if I may ask another question and answer it, is being Zulu, Xhosa, Umfenda, is it something that you should become? Is it something that you should be? Can someone answer that and write here? Is being umZulu, Umfenda, Umxhosa, or Umndebele, is it something to become? Is it something you should become? It should be.
Or it's something
It's
you
a
are
process.
born, or it's
a
something you are born
process.
with, or what? Yeah.
It's a process, because look at this. When Untu was born, all his descendants were called Abantu because of Untu. And then later, when Umguni was born, and then we were called Amanguni. And then in 1816, King Shaka came and he conquered these other tribes, and then he named his nation Uzulu. You know? So now in the next 50 years, do you think we would still be called Zulus? These are the processes. These are not things that you should really dwell on them. Just consider your individual identity. Even before you are called to Khoza, ubani wena, uyini wena. When you're looking at the mirror, what do you see? When you look at around your thinking capacity, what is it that you see? And then when you call yourself Khoza, usungati, like I said earlier, that a word family simply means don't belong to anyone in this world. We were brought by our Creator, but because we have to familiarize ourselves with those who gave us blood, genes, identity, we call them our family, because we have familiarized ourselves with them over the years. Now, culture, there is a consensual culture. The culture Otumuibuga, which I love this culture, I want to practice it. But there is a socialized culture. For instance, umkhulu kuthiwa yona mfana awufana kahambi kanje mfana winsizwa kwakhoza wena, but you have been socialized into this culture. But imagine if at the age when you, from the day you were born, you were taken into Japan or Jamaica, you are going to turn out different, because all these cultures are socialized.
I hope naba sebesixosha futhi. I hope baphendulekile abantu, mina ngiphendulekile, noma ke singeke sanela, singeke futhi sageqa amagula ngoba asijahe ndawo. So
but Usipho sethu, sorry Usipho sethu, to give you a brief answer, I think you can simply say ubaba umZulu, umama umXhosa, nginguma-Afrika ophuma kuma-tribes amabili. I think it's such an honor for you. You have these powers from different tribes. So ungavela uthi nje, I am this product of two tribes, umZulu nomXhosa,
nalokuthi
and I'm an African.
half Khoza, awusahafuli manje ngoba phela mawuthi half kushuthi uhafu ngapha kanti uphelele.
Yeah. Wow, thank you so much, my brother.
Sibonge kakhulu Mkhathini. Nayi lento sisi count down 5 4 3 2 1 nje.